Everybody. Hello. Happy Thursday. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Hello, Miss. I don't want to say your real name. You already know when you see me smile. I will let you know when I come to your neck of the woods because you got to get my hair just like yours. It used to be like yours, but I just don't have the time to do that anymore. Hey, Miss Joy. Hello. You already know I was talking to you, right? Hello, everyone. Hello, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram people. I got my other glasses on today because I can't find the other one. Hi, everyone. This one can like slants on my face. You can see my ring light there. Hi, everybody. Come on in. Say hello. Happy Thursday. Yep. Coming in much later. I think you guys are used to it by now. I can't wait. I know you got me. Listen, you have no idea. I was showing Chris your hair because I started following you. I'm not stalking you, I promise. But I was like, I gotta see her hairstyles. So I was showing him. He goes, yeah, but you had this. I think I had it. It's been a minute. I think it was. I'm gonna send you the photo. It's somewhere on my personal Facebook page, but way back. Because I've had my hair this way. Listen, I can't remember, but it's somewhere. I'll send it to you. Yeah, but I love. Okay, I think did I lose you guys? Am I back? I think I went out real quick, but let me know if I'm back. Can you still hear me on Instagram? That was on Instagram. I don't know. See, can you guys hear me on Instagram? Yes, no? Can somebody let me know? Okay, perfect. It's been stormy. Like, you guys, I'm not sure wherever you are in the country, there's something about the weather going on. So in Mississippi, Alabama, I had some packages that had to be mailed out today. Nope, the post office closed early. Everybody had to go home, and here I am stuck in the office. We're not stuck, but so I represent the state of Alabama in children's services. So I represent two counties in the state of Alabama when it comes to the Department of Human Services, Children's Services, Family Services, whatever it is in your state. Yet I'm the attorney that if somebody is abusing a child or neglects a child and we have to do an emergency that we have to go to court, I'm the attorney representing the state. Don't judge. That's it's a job. So I had to go there, and on my way back, it was stormy. It was just messed. And then I was stuck in the office, had to come back and pick my kid up. No packages were able to go out today. Let's just say, but come rain, sun, snow, tomorrow, if I have to go to the post office on Saturday, they're going out this week. Anyway, hi everyone. Thank you. This is Attorney Abisola Olale Omobabasam. I gotta put that in. That was my very first tattoo that I got. You guys see it on Instagram. It says God's own. I got it I think this was my very first thing I did as my way of new life after I got a divorce. But anyway, I'm an immigration lawyer based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Doesn't matter what state you live in. If you've got an immigration case, if it's a case that we handle, we can represent you. Thank you. So hi, Geraldine. So if you have any questions, put it in the comment section. I want to do something because a lot of people sent me DMs and they ask, how do you get your hair to be that way? How do you get your eyebrows done? What's your lipstick color? Are you ever going to close your gap? Yeah, everything on the kitchen sink. Are you engaged? All that. So I'm going to do a video one day. And if you want to ask me anything, listen, put it in the comment section. If it's something that I don't care to answer, I will let you know. I'm sure you already know. I don't have any problem telling you. Well, nicely saying, none of your business. But ask me whatever you want to know. I'm an open book to an extent, but I'm also very, very private. Yeah, if it makes any sense. So let's talk immigration. If you need to contact our office, number is 334-341-4475. Visit our website. There's a lot of actions on the website as well. So it's just not social media, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 Law Firm. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook and YouTube, you can see that. Instagram, I haven't figured out an app to do that. But visit the website. You'll learn more about me and about my background, going to law school in Nigeria, coming back here, and all that. Going to law school with 2 kids, and all that good stuff, or the things that I never thought I could do, but for His grace. And I tell you that God's grace. Anyway, that's not a story for another day. So let's talk immigration. If we need to contact us, once again, it's 334-341-4475. Visit our website. Send me an email. My email address is aos@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. That is my personal email. So if you get a response from that email, that is me responding to your email. So you may not always like the response, but you get a response. But if you can contact my assistants, Carla, Gammy, Giselle, Chris is a business manager / fiance. Who else works for us? Joanne. Yeah, can't do it by myself. But I will say this, everybody. I always say that if you can work with me, you can work with anybody. Like TJ was counting one year how many assistants I had fired. I'm a Nigerian woman. We like things a specific way, and it's got to be done. There's no perfection, but it's got to be done right. Okay, so let's talk immigration. If you have any questions, I will get to them. And if you have any questions that you want to know more about me, ask away. And if I'm not going to answer, I just like to know, ain't none of your business. Okay, so let's talk tonight about, and if you have not subscribed to YouTube channel, you've got to do so. If you haven't followed us on TikTok, I got to tell you guys. So somebody, I want to talk. Well, that's just part of life. Like the something I put up one day said, if you do not have people who envy or are jealous of you, you're not living an impactful life. That is just the way it is. So somebody I want to talk on went to maliciously report me on TikTok that I was making videos that went against community guidelines. I'm like, long and short story, they shut me down for a while. I'm like, what did I do? Like, okay. But anyway, we're back on. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, subscribe to YouTube, share this video. I'm trying to get to 5,000 followers on Facebook by the end of this month. That's the goal I set. And by God, I'm going to make it. But I need you guys. So I need your help. Help me out. Help your sister out. So let's talk this evening about understanding Vawa Prima Facie determination. I get that question every single day. So, and we got to today. Today. And people are like, okay, so what am I doing with this? Like, okay, I know you get excited about it, but what does it mean? How does it help my life? What do I do with it? Can I go to the bank with it? Can I get money? What is it? So let's talk about that. Disclaimer, I am an immigration lawyer. I do not work for Social Security office. I do not work for the state government in the sense of agencies that can give you benefits. Now, if you are in the state of Alabama, I know that my department that I work for, Department of Human Resources, DHR, that is a department where you can get food stamps. There's a whole list. There's a lot of services that part of what is covered under the prima facie determination. If you're in the state of Alabama, I can direct you. I work for DHR, but I don't work for that section of DHR. I work for the legal department. But I can direct you to that section and they'll take care of you. But any other state, I have no clue. You're going to have to figure that on your own. But let's talk what it is. What is a prima facie determination? Why is it important in a VOWA case? Does it mean that you're going to be approved? What exactly is it? So you want to stay around and stay on and listen. Prima facie determination, basically, in a nutshell, is this. Vermont Service Center has received your VOWA petition, right? They take a look at it. They have a checklist, and they go, if we are going to sit on this case and say, right now, we want to approve this case, can we approve this case just the way it is, face value, on its face? Prima facie just means on its face. On its face, looking at this, can we approve this case? Does this person, this petitioner, I'm going to use it because VOWA includes spouses, abused parents, and abused children. I mainly do, I think I probably have 1 or 2 parents, but I don't care because, see, y'all, most of you are Nigerians, so the thought of someone abusing their parent as an African, that just doesn't sit well with me. And I try to detach myself from a lot of my work because someone was I was talking to a friend today, and he goes, a lot of all 3 of your practice areas are depressing. I was like, no, they're not depressing. They're not always good news, but because I do family law, I do criminal defense and immigration. And it's all about helping people. But yeah, no. But anyway, so for me, I try to detach myself from I can detach myself, but for the most part, it's professional work. But the thought of someone abusing their parent just doesn't sit right. It happens. So for me, I just don't enjoy it. So I just stop that unless I really have to. So I mainly do abused spouses. So as this person proven that they lived with the spouse, that they had a real marriage, that they were abused by the spouse, they're physically present, that they're a person of good moral character, they have a qualified relationship. And if we're looking at everything that's sent in, can we check yes, 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 yes? If we can, if we were to approve this case just as is, looking at it, we would be able to say, okay, yes, thank you. They have met all the requirements of our prima facie determination, meaning on its face, if we were to approve this case, then it would be approved. However, your prima facie determination is not an approval. It is just letting you know that we have done an initial review, and based on that, you can go ahead and be classified as a qualified immigrant. And being classified as a qualified immigrant allows you to be able to apply for certain benefits beyond what everyone, whether you're documented, not undocumented, whatever the case may be, there are some benefits for everybody in the United States. You have shelter, you have access to shelter, domestic violence counseling, public services, but there are some benefits reserved for just citizens, legal permanent residents, and qualified immigrants. So once you get a prima facie determination, that makes you a qualified immigrant that will be able to have access to just not benefits for everybody, but benefits that even citizens, legal permanent residents will have access to. Make sense? So that's a big deal about it. Because one of the ones I got today is a guy, and he was, the fact that he can get, because if you have derivative beneficiaries, they will add their names in some way. The fact that your child, because the fact that he can get Medicaid for his daughter, have you seen a grown man cry? That is why I don't love my job because people cry. No, that didn't come out right. You get the point. But so you may not need it, but there are some people who really, really need it. Not if you can get free food, free housing, free healthcare. In your case of spending, I mean, why not? So that's it. So what kind of benefits can you get? So just to be clear, it's not an approval, and it would say that in bold font on the prima facie determination itself. It's not an approval. It is valid as long as your prima facie determination is valid. You can continue to apply for these benefits, and it's automatically renewed as long as your case is still pending. They will send you. I tell my clients to know whenever we have like 3 months left and we don't have anything, I usually will use the attorney email, a hotline email, and say, hey, we haven't received the PFD for this particular client, alien number, yada, yada, yada. So it is just saying that we believe that there's a likelihood that you have been a victim of abuse, that you have lived with this person, that you're a qualified immigrant. So how do you, what kind of public benefits can you get? Public benefits will include, you have, let's see, housing, not just housing. There are some housing that everybody can access, but there is housing that just citizens, legal permanent residents, and qualified immigrants have access to apply to. That's what a prima facie allows you to do. Now, you have child care funding. If you need to have subsidy where you have to work and have to apply for subsidy for your child to be, how those who are on daycare centers, they have, the government pays part of your tuition for your child. You're able to apply for that. You can apply for food stamps. You can apply for housing vouchers. And for the most part, you will need a Social Security number to be able to apply for all of that. But if you already have, hopefully you already have, you can apply for, you can use this to apply for a non-work Social Security number. So if you take this, I've had people go to the Social Security Administration office and they tell them, we don't know. But if you're living in a state where they're very familiar with immigrants, for instance, California, New York, Illinois, Maryland, Georgia, those states where they are tolerant of we immigrants, they already know. Take this to your Social Security Administration office. They will give you a non-work. They will say not valid for work authorization. But then when you get your work permit approved, then they will change your card. Because most of the time, these agencies, like in a DHR, they would need your Social Security number. So that's that much I know. So public housing, food stamps, Medicare, Medicaid, and each state is different. So that's why I said, disclaimer, I do not work for agencies. I know about the state of Alabama because I worked for DHR, but other states, you will have to figure that out on your own. Okay. Now, another question I have is, so if I apply for all these public benefits, how about when I want to get the green card itself? Because, we have the, normally when you have a marriage-based green card, your spouse has to file an affidavit of support, 864, basically an agreement between your spouse and the United States government, or between your spouse or your joint sponsor, someone who is going to fill in addition to your spouse, saying, okay, this person is not going to be a public charge. We'll be responsible for them financially. That's that in a nutshell. In a VOWA case, you do not need an 864. You do not need a sponsor to file that form for you. Then the question is, so if I apply for all these benefits, is that going to affect me when my VOWA is approved? Then I have to now apply for my green card, because being a public charge is a ground to become inadmissible, basically a ground for them to deny your green card. And so the question is, will this now, applying for all of this, now the VOWA is approved, I want to apply for my green card, I got my green card interview, will that be used against me? Short answer is no. Why? VOWA self-petitioners are exempt from the inadmissibility ground of public charge. That's it. End of story. So, recap, it's not an approval. It is a pre-approval, meaning we have looked at your case. If you get a prima facie determination, guarantee that they have looked at your case and they have gone through their checklist and say, is there sufficient evidence on its face that this person has proven at the minimum level that they have been abused, that they have live with the spouse, that they enter the marriage in good faith, that they're a person of good moral character, they're physically present in the United States, or they fall within the exemption. And if they can say yes, 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 yes. Okay, so prima facie determination, we will renew that every year, but then we're going to come back to your case. If we need more information from you, more evidence from you, then we will do that. So that's that. Now, another question I get all the time. Can I work with prima facie determination? Short answer, no. You ain't working with it. I didn't make the law. That's just what it is. That's that in a nutshell. And I hope this helped. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions out, but I hope that helps to clarify for a lot of people what that really is. Okay, so let's go to questions. What time is it? 8:57. I'm good. 𝒂𝒐𝒒0202. Hello, Oluwaseun for me. Lanre, White Man Shore. Can I ask for VOWA to be expected? I'm assuming you mean expedited. Yeah, you can ask for them to expedite anything. The question is, are they gonna grant that? So you can ask for that, but keep in mind you can call. You have to write anything about VOWA. If you have an attorney in your case, then your attorney can email them. If you don't have an attorney in your case, then you have to write them and prove that it's you writing and not somebody else. Hello, Vicky, hair braiding salon. Okay, let's go to Instagram. Y'all Instagram not even playing. All right, let's see. Hello, hello, hello. It is still, I don't know if you guys can hear how how hard the rain is coming down. I don't know if you can, it's not even, yeah, okay. Okay, perfect. All right, let's see. Thanks for all you do. Do you ever go minutes without smiling? Yes, I do. You should ask my sons. I'm a typical Nigerian mother. I'm telling you. Sometimes I do some stuff, then I go, because my mom and I we didn't have the best relationship growing up. She's probably here, but that's the truth. I think we have a better relationship as adults, especially when you become a mother. I think things just click, and then you can see things differently. But I remember I say that because I remember growing up, I was like, I don't want to ever be like my mother, like behavior, well, personality wise, because I won't be here without that woman. But then I do some things now, and I go, I'll be damned. I am my mother's child. So like, because it's like, oh no, see, you can't whoop a kid, and especially when you work for Department of Children's Services, you can't touch them, because then you can't call your own people on yourself. So you got to be creative in discipline. So sometimes I want to pull my hair out. So those times I am not smiling. I'm not smiling those days, and I don't smile in criminal if I don't know who. I know some people see me in at the local restaurant at work and all that, but I remember the last trial I had to end last year. My client was charged with manslaughter, and the jury came back. So manslaughter is a Class B felony in the state of Alabama, which you'll be looking at not less than 20 years. And they came back with criminally negligent homicide, which is a misdemeanor, maximum of 12 months. And it was supposed to be a trial that was going to last we thought, the DA and I thought it was going to be like few hours, like at most maybe 8 hours. It was over 2 days. And so, I usually like to ask the jurors. I was hoping they would find him not guilty. That's a hope, but I was just going to take anything but the manslaughter. And so when it came back and said criminal negligent homicide at 12 months is a misdemeanor, it's like, oh Jesus. But then I asked one of the jurors, like, okay, so why why did you guys, what made you guys not stand with manslaughter and come all the way down to the lowest possible option? Because they had 5 options, manslaughter being the highest, that one being the lowest, and there were 3 in between. And she says, there's no doubt the person was killed and it was a tragedy. But she says, if I had an attorney go as hard as you went for this man, she says, you made us, even the state tried to make us, because reckless manslaughter in the state of Alabama, you have to prove that the person did something that they disregarded, they knew was going to happen, and disregarded the action and all. Now, there were allegations that my client had been drinking. But my goal was to make them not believe he was drinking. If I could make them not believe that he was drinking, they could not come back and find that he did anything reckless. It was going to be one of the other options. And she goes, you just made it impossible for us to see that they could prove anything about recklessness. She goes, if I ever get in trouble, I'm coming to get you. And one thing she said, she goes, when you came in for juries, so we have, the way it works is you do jury selection, and where you do voir dire, meaning there's a group of people in the county, they come in, and then you try to weed out those you don't want on the jury. Got to select 12 people, 13 as an alternate. The 13th person will be alternate. So you're going to ask everything on the kitchen sink. And so she goes, when you came in for jury selection, we were all looking like, she's so young, and what does, like, and you were so happy and smiling and all. And she goes, but then when trial started, it was like an alter ego. She goes, we get into the room, we're like, that's a firecracker. So I smile, but when I don't have to smile, when it's time to be serious, yeah, I listen. When a judge tells you, 2 days ago, there was another attorney that was trying. Listen, I'm the only Black attorney, Black female attorney where I practice. Actually, I take that back. I'm the only Black attorney, practicing attorney in my circuit of 3 counties. Yeah, and I'm female. So I've got to make sure that they don't think I'm a pushover. And Nigeria know they carry last. No, you can't push me over. So I'm a smile. But ask Chris. Let's just leave that alone. I tap into grace for everyone. So what's the path to citizenship outside marriage green card? We're all hopeful that something is going to give. I'm still hopeful. Call me crazy, but I think somehow, and this is why I'm still hopeful, if we cannot get something during this administration for immigrants, we might just leave it off. So Biden he still has 3 years. You know, God giving him grace and strength and long life. He's got to do something. You've got to put your money where your mouth is. But if we don't get something with this current, or at least before November elections, I don't know. But outside of marriage, if you qualify for asylum, if you're still in valid status, where you can change your status or find an employment, those are options that you can consider. It's not always marriage. Yeah, marriage is your YouTube link on your IG profile. I do not know. I don't know. I should add it. I know it's on my TikTok profile, but just put in Olaleye immigration in YouTube. Well, Okwemeji, but the combination. Yeah. If a judge approves one's asylum, how many years do you get to become a citizen? Don't quote me on that. I think you can file for asylum after you have maintained asylee status for at least a year, and you still qualify to be defined as a refugee. So don't quote me on that, but I think that's it. And congratulations if you're granted asylum. I'll hope to be granted one. Okay, let's see. Lionheart. So my birthday is August 21st. And I don't really believe in signs, but I think when I read sometimes about the horoscope and your sign based on your birth month, I fall in the Leo category, which is a lion. That's all I'm saying. And I think yeah. So, and that's actually what this is. This is a lioness, actually. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a lioness and it's got God's own right there. Because listen, y'all know we don't get divorced in Nigeria, right? My mother and I weren't speaking because it was like, oh, my embarrassment to everybody. No. Like, it's not gonna get a culture where you stay married until you die. But I was like, nah. And so my ex-husband is a physician, he's a medical doctor. So I could have easily said, you know what? I don't know if I can stay here because I'll be taken care of, but no. It was like, so it was a lot of fighting, family, all that. But I was like, the more people told me, no, you stay married, the more it's like, no, I'm not going to stay married. But the one thing that I don't ever regret things, but the one thing I know that I wouldn't say I regret, the one thing I did not take, that I did not really give much thought to what the impact would be, was the impact of the divorce on my kids. And so I had already checked out of the marriage like 5 years before I filed for divorce. But I forgot that my children were still with parents. And so for them, they had to come to, it was hard for them. But yeah, but thank God for grace. They're good. They're good now. Yeah, so there's a lot of fighting that's gone on. God help us all. Good job. Keep it up. Thank you. When you vow, we have how long it takes to get a green card. So I have no, she didn't become a client, but we keep in touch. Because she had already filed her case with another attorney, very good attorney, but she consulted with me because she had some questions and she wanted the second opinion, and we keep in touch, and we talked today as well. And she has her say a little prayer for, she's got her green card interview coming up 2 weeks from Monday. And so it just depends on, so hers was, I can't remember, I think hers was approved, was it last year, May? I think. And she's going to have her green card interview. So now keep in mind, they may or may not call you for an interview when you have your VOW approved. So the VOW petition is approved, and then Vermont Service Center will forward your file to the field office in your state. They will decide if they will call you for an interview or not. So I've had cases where they just issued a green card, and I've also had cases where they schedule an interview. So if they're going to schedule an interview, give or take, it can take up to a year. It just depends, So I can't really say, but based on my practice, it ranges from, because most of the time what we get is the C31 EAD, and then the approval notice probably comes like, 2-3 months after, and then have to wait for them to. They have to transfer your file, get it to your field office. Those ones have to put your information in their system, and then schedule you for an interview and put you in order because they have other people in front of you. So give or take, I would just say don't be in a hurry. You can be waiting up to a year, and it may not be up to that. You may be 6 months, it can be 4 months. It just depends. It's raining in Atlanta too. It's crazy. Okay. Thank you, Elijah Meiji. So that's my my baby. Well, he's not a baby. My youngest kid. That's his maiden name. Elijah Meiji. How long does it take before a case where a green card holder files for her 21-year-old child living in Nigeria? 21-year-old is, what category is that? I think that is F2. Don't quote me on that. Hold on, I'll put it up here real quick for you. So I'll tell you. Easy thing is, if you want to know how long you're going to wait, go to Visa, DOS, get the visa bulletin. It will give you the final action, date. So, unmarried sons and daughters of permanent residents, 21 years or older, is F2B. They're working on, so good question. So they're working on cases, how long will it take for a green card officer to live in Nigeria? So it's in two phases. The first part is the I-130 has to be approved. Your I-130 can be approved in as little as 12 months. That's not the problem. The real question is, how long is it going to take for that child, that unmarried child, to get their green card? Meaning, when will they get their interview for the immigrant visa? And the answer to that is, it depends on what priority date they're working on. Based on the February 2022 visa bulletin, they're working on cases received priority date, cases with priority date in 2015. So calculate that. And that is unmarried children of permanent residents over the age of 21. That should give you an idea how long it's going to take for him to get his green card. Okay. Let's see. It simply means you're super good at what you do. Listen, I love my job, but I'm not, I accept compliments. But the one thing about me is I just strongly believe and know that it is because of God's grace. He's the one who gives us strength. Because every day I remind my kids, you can do all things to God. And as a Nigerian mother, if they come home and they say, my youngest, they got a progress report yesterday, and he had 100, 100, 99. I'm like, 99. I'm like, and then I started 93. I'm like, oh, hell is about to break loose. So that's what thing Chris never understands. He goes, it's an A. Like, no. You don't understand. You do not understand. So my kids already know. All right. The first question is, did anybody get 100 in that class? If there's one person who got 100, what? Share and no Lori Meiji. I want to know that first of all. Lori Meiji. Talk about Lori Meiji. Why didn't you? So I say that to say this. I just believe that God gives us grace to do, and he uses people to do his work. I don't like to lose, but I put my heart in everything I do, every single thing I do in my life. I don't have a medium, like I'm all the way in or I'm not. And so I think I just don't know how to hide that I just love to help people and I don't like to lose. But I could give God the grace and the glory all the time. It's easy for me to just move from one thing to another and another carry less, I'm telling you. But thank you. I appreciate that. What about FOIA petition? What about that? What is your question about that? Paul, day 8. What is your, so let's see, got about 5 minutes. No, the man that God won. I love that. I love that username. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, which is true. Was 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Thank you. I appreciate that. What about FOIA requests? What is your, Paul, day 8? What is your, I'm going to come back to YouTube. And what is your question of FOIA requests? I have to go because I still have work to do tonight. I have a marriage-based interview next week, but didn't get my work authorization. Is that okay? That's not uncommon. I've had cases where we got a green card before we got to work authorization, and that is pretty. And that means that they're just fast in your jurisdiction. So yeah, that happens. That's not even uncommon at all. Can someone be denied for not showing up on interview date? Well, are you talking about marriage interview? And if that's the case, and obviously you have to go with your spouse. But if nobody shows up, simple answer to that question is yes. Okay. F2. No, F2A is not unmarried child 21 years or older. No, F2A is category is minor children and spouses of green card holder. So that is not F2, and F2A is current right now. Paul Day H, you said, what about for you've asked a question 3 times? Can I book an appointment with you tomorrow and still be able to speak with you tomorrow? That is Friday. No, if you want to speak with me tomorrow, you have to book. Now, I don't know what I think I still have a couple spots left. So yeah, because I have to be in my son's school in the morning. But if you need to do an appointment tomorrow, unless there is something left, but you have to book it tonight, like before 12 midnight. Because, yeah. Temidayo Olanikbekun, what is your question? Didn't I already answer the question? Because I'm going through everybody's question and I haven't missed any. Hello, Mr. Michael. Did you get my email? Mr. Michael, did you get I sent you an email this afternoon, I think, after court. Okay. Where did I stop here? Good evening. I got Prima Facie only once. Is that a problem? If you have not received, if it's expired and you haven't received another one, I would say to contact them and let them know after Bernard. After you've had your Prima Facie, when will your work permit and travel documents come? Depending on if you filed an I-485. If you did not file an I-485, who's transferring stuff? If you did not file an I-485, then you're just waiting for. So Bernard, did you file an I-485? Please, does I-130 approval expire in US? No, because if that's the case, then we won't be waiting. There are people who had their I-130 approved since like 1990 something. So if you're a sibling of a US citizen, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, bold and brave. Yeah, you know my Yoruba is not that. Okay, thank you for everything. You're welcome. Listen to me every day. I appreciate that. Being 2 years since I filed a vow, I received EAD Social Security number. How long will VOWA take to be approved? I would say you're much closer to your destination than where you started. So I know I have approved. Congratulations, Lovey. And also, I have a asylum case pending, which is in removal proceeding. Is it possible that immigration judge can grant? Yes. So the best thing you probably want to do, if your vow has been approved, if you don't have a lawyer, you want to get yourself a lawyer, because what you can now do is you can file two things. You can ask them to terminate proceedings, because now you have another relief that you want to seek with USCIS. But you may actually get that faster before an immigration judge. So you may just go ahead and file your 485 before the judge as your relief from deportation based on your approved VOWA petition. Okay. Niger sensitivity. After approval, how long will it take for green card? I think I already answered that question. So how long does your VOWA take to be approved? I've answered that question. Entered without inspection with a pending asylum, married to U.S. citizen, later filed for VOWA concurrent, and later request for person dismissed. As can I travel with advanced travel? Okay, let me see if I can understand your question. Entered with the pending asylum and married to U.S. citizen, later filed for VOWA concurrent. Process to be dismissed. So has it been dismissed? Because if you're still in, I'm assuming you mean as a request for proceedings to be dismissed. And if it's dismissed, then you will be able to apply for advanced parole. If you're still in proceedings, then you cannot apply for advanced parole yet. I received the EAD category C31. How long will it take to get an approval letter? I won't even worry about that. I know you want to get an approval. Congratulations, because obviously your VOWA is going to be has been approved, will be approved soon. It shouldn't take more than 4 months. Now it's USCIS, so don't give them too much credit. This is Bernard. Yes, I filed. Okay, so if you filed I-485, go on USCIS.gov/processing times and see what the time frame is for that. Now, it can be confusing, and I say that because yesterday I got email notification of a case that we filed in April, that they received in April, that my client's card has been ordered, his EAD card. And then I have a client who filed, actually two clients. One we filed in January 2021. We're still waiting. Another one in February. And then there's another one that was filed in, was it March or May now? And we had an RFE in that one, and he already got his EAD. So listen, the whole point of a pressing time is if they're working, if it's not, they're not yet on your date, your priority date, that means you can't bother them. If they're past your priority date, then that means you can bother them. That's that in a nutshell. Okay. Can you apply for advanced parole with C31 category? You have deferred action, but you can't apply for advanced parole. Why are you not applying for your, what is your, did you apply for an I-485? Would you know what happened to my case? No, I would know. Please, God, leave in me. I wouldn't know what happened to your case because I didn't know anything about your case. I filed only the I-130 since September and got my prima facie. Can I still file the I-485? Yes. If you're filing based on, I'm assuming, based on abused spouse, right? Would you know what happened to my case, VOWA case? You would have to. See, the thing with VOWA is this. It's always best to get a lawyer helping you. It's just what it is, because there is a dedicated email for attorneys, which we have. Obviously, they make sure they are able to verify that you are the attorney of record because of information and all that. So for the most, because I had someone who just retained me last week that they did it on their own. They've got some, but they're not stuck. They can't get information from them. They wrote a letter that said for them to verify that it's them, or they should get themselves an attorney. So she was like, you know what, I'm done. So, trying to figure out your case with VOWA, you can pick up the phone just like you can in other cases and say, USCI's 1-800 number, and you can't do that with VOWA. So it's always just best to get yourself a lawyer. Thank you, Diop. Yes, so you can still go ahead and file 485, Olayemi, and you should be fine. So let's see, maybe 2 questions, and I gotta get off because how long does it take you to process? Let's just answer that question. Good night. I really love your program. Please keep me in your prayers. I have a VOWA case pending. It is going to be well. Listen, do I get denials in my firm? That there's no lawyer on that this son is going to tell you to never get any cases denied. No, that's impossible. And I would rather, and I tell my clients up front, like, listen, I don't like to give chances, but there's some cases I would just tell you, this is a 50-50 for real. If you're okay with that, we can fight it. But I'd rather take a chance than to just be comfortable and say, what if? Because you never know. Now, I love really, really strong cases, but even with really, really strong cases, I can never tell you, oh, that is guaranteed. It's like, okay, someone sent me an email saying, because I had my client sent me a text and said, you promised that my case would now. And I told him, like, I didn't promise. That's the client's word. See, I'm a lawyer. You ain't going to put any word that I didn't use on me. I did not promise, but my client decided to use, you promised me. So that's their testimony. But I would never tell you, yes, promise, no. I can guarantee you one thing. I always tell everyone. I can guarantee you that you will be able to say, unless, there are haters in this world, but you will be able to say that, Auntie, I would do everything humanly possible, God be my strength, to help you with your case. But so it's just always good to take a chance. But if it's something where I feel it's going to be something that would just land you in deportation, I'll tell you, like, listen, don't even bother. Okay, so responding back, and no response. I have 2 years. How long do you think you're closer? If you've been there 2 years, if your advance parole is still valid, SS, then you're fine. If it's not, you would have to renew it. Okay. How long does it take? See, okay. All right, people. So if it's gonna be well, see, I'd like to make you had this case approved. So Listen, there's nothing like rejoicing. A denial is not the end of it. Keep in mind, you can approve a VOWA, you can appeal a VOWA case, or if you're still married to the person or the divorce was in more than 2 years, you can restart and get your evidence, whatever it is that was the basis of denial. Try to package it in such a way where it's much stronger the second time. So, can I change the lawyer? You're free to choose whichever lawyer you choose for your case. But anyway, if you still have if you still have questions or if you need our help, I gotta go. What 334-341-4475. Talking this evening about understanding VOWA prima facie determination and what it is. One thing it's not for is you can get work with it, but there are a lot of benefits you can apply for. If we can help you with your immigration case, let us know. Subscribe to YouTube, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. And thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys. I sincerely appreciate you guys for all the support. My heart is filled with gratitude. That's all I can say. I thank you. So I'll see you guys. You guys have a good weekend. I will see you live next week.